do I like about myself?
What if I'm beautiful? I don't know.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
Beauty standards have existed for centuries. They do not only shape the way we live, but also the way we experience our bodies. Different factors influence what we see as the perfect body type. These beauty standards are created and rooted in our minds.
Standards are set in a society, and what influences them happens to be our families, our friends, media, basically anything that we observe, we use that. There's a social comparison theory. And what Festlinger was saying is that we compare ourselves with our environment just to kind of see how we're measuring up.
To start off this personal subject, we asked a group of people about what they find beautiful and their experiences with beauty standards.
What body types do you find strong?
Sporty?
Not that muscular, but you know,
Yeah, not
muscle
much.
would look nice, I think.
Yeah, curvy. I think it's also people mostly like the body type they don't have.
Like last 4 years, I was actually like a lot. I was 15 kilos more than now. I was short, so my proportion is weird. You know, short and fat. It's like, it looks weird. But I mean, I have a long. Like this forever, and then I actually never weighed myself because I don't like. And one time I weighed myself, it's really a lot. I mean, I went up to 60 kilos, and I'm really short, so that is not a good weight for a short people like me. I look at my old pictures and I was like, how would I let myself be that? I mean, I don't think that being fat is bad, you know, but if you're fat and you're healthy, that would be fine. But yeah, that kind of fat makes my health got worse. So yeah, that was when I thought that I have to change something about my health and eating habit and whatever.
If it is a standard that is realistic and reachable, and the person is progressing in a healthy way to maybe maintain a specific weight or take care of themselves with food that is nutritious, or quite frankly just to get themselves in a better situation in life. Those kinds of standards I feel are very healthy. They guide us.
I've recently worked out a lot, and when I look back and see how much I've changed recently, then I'm kind of proud of it also.
When people set themselves up, and as I mentioned before, this social comparison theory, whereas, you know, how are we checking up with this person or this idea that I have of myself? There's where the harm can come in, and that's why there has been actually an increase in eating disorders and dissatisfaction in body imaging due to the fact that we are exposed much more to different sources of media, social media, and a lot of exposure in this regard.
I was in a relationship and I thought it was happy, but he had actually changed for the worse. So he thought that I should change my body because I was getting too fat for him, because, I don't know, he liked to have a thinner girlfriend than he had, so he kind of raised his expectations towards my body, and I was like, why? Because I never changed, I never gained weight in our relationship, and he just took my plate while I was eating, and I was so shocked because I thought, okay, am I that fat? What is wrong with my body? I was totally normal. I was feeling normal, and I looked normal, so I started to wonder, okay, what is wrong? I'm okay with my body now, but it could actually be improved, so maybe I should work out because it's healthy, but I don't have the time and the motivation yet, but I know that I need to do something because my family Actually, every member of my family has problems with their weight, and so my genes are not that perfect, and I gain weight easily, and that's the problem I should think about in the future. So I know that I have to change something. And to have somebody tell you that you need to do something about your body so you don't gain weight, it's traumatic a certain way.
But there is the negative, obviously, and the negative comes in, like I mentioned before with the social comparison theory, when you do compare yourself to what you're observing, and the ideal doesn't necessarily match up to who you are at the moment. So when you start to value yourself negatively, it has effects on your self-esteem, that has effects on the who am I self-concept, and that affects your performance, it affects how you feel about yourself, and of course these negative aspects can be taken to a very negative extreme.
The words and actions of people do not only affect the way you think about yourself, but also leave emotional scars that might never heal. Beauty standards can as well have positive effects and lead you into a healthy lifestyle. But for this, you need to find the motivation.
Motivation is a very interesting part of ourselves, of a process of reaching our goals. And I think when people have a real reason why they want to be motivated to do something, if it is absolutely a part of their core and who they see as their ideal self and they identify with, I think people have a bit more motivation when they can see the straight path, how to reach this goal, why am I really reaching this goal, and is this a realistic goal for me?
In the following, 2 people agreed to share their very personal stories about how they set and reached their goals. Both found the motivation to change their lives for the better. Let's see what they can tell us about their ups and downs on their journey.
Compared to other kids, I think I had to deal with body weight and health issues quite early. When I was in 4th grade, the doctor said to me and my parents that my weight is unhealthy and that I should lose some weight. Therefore, my parents and my family started to control what I was eating and how much I was eating. And from this age on, food and nutrition and health and mainly my weight was a topic in my life.
I first started gaining weight in 4th grade in school. So there I discovered sweets and everything. I just ate them like hell all the time, and I really went fat. So in my puberty, then I lost my weight and I went back to normal. And then when I was 20, I gained weight until I was 22 to 100 kilograms. The trigger that made me change was the father of my ex-girlfriend. So we were sitting on the couch and then he told me, "Flo, you gained some weight." And I was like, "Hell no, I'm still at 80 kilograms. And he said, "No, you're not at 80 kilograms. And then he made a bet with me, when I'm at 80, when you're still at 80, I will give you $100. If not, you have to start a diet." So we went to the scale, and I went down the scale and it was 100 kilograms. Actually, it was 104.5, and I was like, oh my god, I need to do something.
Throughout my teenage years, I was changing between being skinny and overweight in periods of sometimes only a couple of months, until I reached my maximum weight of 90 kilos when I was 18 years old. Okay, when I was 19, I was in my last year of school for my A-levels, and I planned to go to the US for 1 year after the A-levels and working as an au pair. And then you hear all the horror stories before, like you will gain at least 10 Ks in the US due to the food change and the country of burger and candy. And in my head I never wanted to see 100 or the number 100 on the scale. Even though I was always quite self-confident actually, I would lie if I would say I was always happy with my body image. So of course for myself I had a lot of times in my life where I hated myself, where I found myself ugly and I wanted to change. I changed from having no proper meals a day but only snacking whenever I wanted, to have 3 proper portions a day, so breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then I started to include fruits and veggies, and I learned a lot about the combination of carbs, fat and proteins. So I read a lot about it, and then I started cooking and preparing the meals according to the right nutrition portions.
So at first I started looking for a program or for a method to lose weight effectively and really fast. So I started with Almazet. Maybe you know it. It's like this powder. So you replace 2 meals with Almazet. And I did this for 2 weeks, and like the 3rd week I started doing it, I just like started to vomit because I couldn't stand this anymore. I was exhausted. So I browsed on the internet and I found this legendary low carb method. So eating 6 weeks clean, and 1 day of the week you can eat basically all the shit you want, like sweets. And I started doing this, and I did this for 3 months, and yeah, I lost 30 kilos in these 3 months, so I was at 70. And later on I started going to the gym, working out, eating healthy, and gaining some muscle. My discipline and motivation I found in my will to change something, because I wasn't satisfied with my body anymore. Because as soon as I realized that I was at 100 kilograms, it was like, you know, this How I Met Your Mother moment when the mirror breaks. It was for me like the mirror broke, and I wasn't satisfied with my body anymore, and I wanted to change something. I wanted to have 6-pack abs, wanted to have like more muscles, want to be more attractive to girls, and I wanted to be like this sportive guy, you know, just like being able to do something, don't be exhausted after walking 1 kilometer. I just wanted to be able to do all these kind of things which I wasn't able to do anymore because I was at 100 kilo. And being at 100 kilograms really demotivated myself, so this was my motivation to change, that I just like wanted to be someone else or wanted to be a better version of myself. My family and my friends, at first they thought it was like a phase. They were like saying, okay, you're not standing it. So I did not have really support from my family or from my friends. So basically I was cooking for myself all the time, so my family did not support me. They just like gave me the money to buy the food. And my friends, they were not understanding why I was not drinking, not eating sweets. They were like thinking, man, you have a nice girlfriend, why would you change? So I had no real support, so all the motivation was from myself. I did it all for myself, and now I'm still doing it for myself and not for my family or for my friends.
Obviously my parents wanted for me that I lose some weight and become more active and start eating healthy. And when I did, they were quite happy about it, and also I think very proud. So I think also thanks to my family and my friends I was actually able to go through this phase. Yeah, and then last year I started to run because the first run I did was 3 Ks in I think half an hour, so it's very slow. But yeah, after 1 year of training I made it. I want to stay healthy and fit now. I want to keep on doing sports. I actually like doing sports now, so in running I really found a hobby and a passion, and it's also fun for me now. I'm also interested in nutrition in general. I like to read about those topics, I like to learn about it. I like the clean lifestyle, but not because it makes me lose any more weight, but because it keeps me healthy. But I learned across the whole journey that you have to accept yourself and you have to like yourself despite from your look in order to be all happy when you lost your weight, for example. So what I want to say is that if you don't like yourself when you're overweight, you will not like yourself either when you're in the when you normal or perfect weight?
Yes, when you want to start with the lifestyle, you should do it for yourself and you need to have a really good plan. So ask somebody who's really into it and just ask him to get you inside of the lifestyle.
Yes, I am happy, but sometimes I think me and also for probably other people, you have to focus on being happy and to tell yourself be happy with what you have, because it's not only about your body image and not only on how many muscles you have or on how skinny you are, it's the whole personality which you should be happy about.
They both found joy and fun in a healthy lifestyle. The two of them struggled to reach their goals, worked very hard, and should be an inspiration to everyone who wants to change something about their body. And it looks like it's fun. From a young age on, children are influenced by family, friends, and especially the media to have a perspective and an opinion about what might be the right body type.
The importance of beauty standards for young individuals can be very healthy and very important for us as we're learning to develop and kind of figure out what we feel is who we'd like to become. As we start developing ourselves, of course we evolve into this kind of person. We try it out for a while and see if we like it. And depending on usually the groups that we're involved in or information that we receive from our environment, from our society, from our culture, we sort of check that concept of ourselves that we have, and we sort of check it with the new information coming in to see if that matches up.
Let's hear from someone whose influence on beauty standards has been minimal.
Okay, so just a general question. Who do you find beautiful?
Lucy.
Lucy? You find Lucy beautiful? Why? Why do you find her beautiful?
I don't know.
Do you like her hair or her eyes? Or just everything? Everything. And now I have another question for you. I have a couple of pictures. And I would like you to tell me who do you find the most beautiful in those pictures, okay? These are Disney princesses. And just who do you find the most beautiful? Just have a look at them all. Her? Why? Do you like the dress or the hair or?
Dress.
You like the dress? The blue dress? That's why you find her beautiful? But the others are pretty too, right? So it's just the dress? Now, you said you find Lucy beautiful. Do you find yourself also beautiful? Yeah? Do you ever... What do you like most about yourself?
My dress.
You find like your dresses? Is there anything in the world that you think is ugly?
No.
No? You think the world is beautiful in general? And everybody in the world is beautiful? And do you think it's good to tell people you find them beautiful? Like, yeah? And do you think it makes them happy if you tell them they're beautiful? Do you tell people they're beautiful?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. That's great. That's really nice of you. If a mean person tells you that you're ugly, do you think you're ugly or do you think they're just mean and stupid?
Yeah, stupid.
They're mean and stupid, right? Because everything in the world is beautiful, right?
I think it's just an interesting development of yet another cohort, another age group that gets to be exposed to media and how they internalize that, how they react to that and carry themselves. The idea of being an individual is very important to some cultures, and being individual has a lot to do, for example, with Rogers' theory when he talks about the exploration of yourself and who you want to become. You stop validating that with the external environment, but you start internalizing and validating that within yourself. And I think that's where being an individual, regardless of the cohort, has importance.
So what do you like about yourself?
I always like my face and especially my eyes.
Maybe my hair. I like my hair a lot. I think my eyes.
I believe it's more about how I dress, how I carry myself.
The best part that I like about my body is my smile.
I actually like my hair because it's long. You can see that, but it's long.
I really like my abs.
I think I'm pretty
Why?
because I have the dress on.
Just because you don't fit into society's standards of beauty, it doesn't mean you aren't beautiful. Nothing makes you more beautiful than the belief that you are beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful.